I'm supposed to record some kind of audio. And you know, people are telling me I'm a noob at this. I don't get that. Like, I'm really good at stuff. I'm really smart, and I'm not just a noob. So what do I do here?
Well, you could always ask the doctor, Rigby, because I am not a noob. I am a pro.
Oh, yeah.
I would too.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to the lesson of Pro Teacher. Today we have its 50th lesson, Raymond.
Man, if I fucking get like chest bursted, because I did wake up with some creepy shit next to me. Just fair warning. You know, good luck, everyone.
Oh wait, shouldn't have already bursted by now?
That shit's always been vague.
I know. The only time it was ever confirmed to be rapid was AVP.
Romulus was pretty fucking fast.
No, but I'm saying where it was actually confirmed in universe to intentionally be fast.
Yeah, that's because they wanted to get to. That's because they wanted to get to the fucking fights.
True, but also in universe, it was an altered queen.
True.
But anyway, today we've got the recently finished Alien, after taking so long between issues, Aliens versus Avengers, with Jonathan Hickman writing. So you know this is going to be good, and boy, howdy, is it. But man, I'm not the expert. He is.
Man, only took us like 40 years to get AVA.
Yeah, AVA, exactly. So yeah, let's dive in. I gotta say, this one is going to, right? Spoiler alert, but it's right off the bat. This is one of the best dark futures Marvel has had. This is right up there with Days of Future Past and everything.
So just bleak. Everything is fucking bleak as fuck then.
Oh, dude. This is basically the invasion of Earth you've always wanted.
Well, we'll see when the actual alien Earth comes out.
True. It's disappointing, isn't it? To expect one thing instead and instead get another entirely. I saw Kree specimens would have shown more resilience. Instead, the host failed post-implantation. A shame, really, to die poorly, and in such passing beget nothing. Let's
now,
not.
These are the
Shi'ar, and that's a Kree.
Okay.
Yep. Let's not cry over spilt milk, brother. And brother, not when it's 2 steps forward for each step back. Some call that progress, but we know it by a better name, destiny. I wasn't discounting our progress. 4 out of 5 of our attempts were a success. Estronian and Dabari and Kotai all produced a successful strain, but the real prize pig of this batch was the Skrull specimen. What a delightful surprise that was. Just one small problem. The Skrulls have no homeworld to seed, such as the curse of Dysphoria race, and having only a few sparsely populated outpost planets to speak of. Their species numbers fall outside of mission parameter, and yet my face endures, which is precisely...
I've always hated the Shi'ar, man. They're such pricks.
Oh, dude, they're more so with these two. Which is precisely why I launched alert, incoming vessel. And it appears the event horizon. They're on an attack vector. Can we identify them? Yes. 4 Explorer-class frigates. Wakandan design. Hickman is playing off of Condoleezza's coat, the intergalactic Wakandan Empire.
Like the one they have in Rivals?
Yeah, he's playing off of that. That's one of the few things
cool.
I give props to Coates for creating.
Let's go for fucking... aliens and predators being in Rivals. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. I mean, Tristan will be pissed, but let's go.
Yep. Our defense battery's been destroyed. Course of action? Dare not be rude, brother. Let's give our guests the most proper, appropriate welcome. Breach successful. Contact. Motions everywhere. Heat sinks are fewer and more isolated, but this area is clear. Okay, radio man. No need. I'm already here. Your Majesty, we cannot protect you if you think my father is being reckless. This is Aji, as in from Next Avengers. That future where you had the kid Avengers.
Wait, that animated movie from way
Yeah,
back?
yeah. Hickman's kept that character as a canon version.
Really? Is his mom also Storm in this?
No idea.
So he doesn't have like electric powers like the other one does?
No, nope. He's just the current Black Panther, and T'Challa is just the king.
Okay, I haven't seen that animated movie in forever. I probably should. It wasn't
Yeah,
that bad.
Bendis utilized them for a cameo, and then Hickman used them in Secret Wars.
I just like that movie because Ultron was the villain.
Oh yeah, yep. That black hole. Now this is the key phrase here. That black hole below us is massive enough to cause severe time dilation. Hours here cause years out there. So what they're about to discover here, by the time they get back to Earth, way too late.
Okay.
A high cost.
His armor in that first panel, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the first Power Rangers movie.
Yep.
Because of the extra budget, they had all the extra padding on their fucking suits and shit like that.
Yep. A high cost, but nothing compared to the one paid on T'Chaka's and Reach. We quarantined an entire sovereign Wakandan world because of the weapon we traced back to this place. Our people are dying, so we will risk whatever we must to put an end to this threat, be it reckless or not. Forgive me, my prince. I understand. Good. Now let's contact vibration sound. There! Azari? Yes, father. Oh, he does have the lightning powers. I missed it.
Oh, fuck, he does. All right, so Storm is his mother.
Yep. Hey! Oh, look, he just took him out.
Out of curiosity, maybe it'll be later on in the story, but does their molecular acid melt vibranium?
They never make that clear, unfortunately. Mostly because Wakanda, there's a reason they put that time dilation thing here.
Okay.
Yep. Well done. We bleed and time from a planet-sized wound. Find the masters of this place. My Hatut and Zaraze. Find them and bring them here. I want them before me, and I want them on their knees. The command node was mostly empty. This one was purging the system when we reached the command deck. He was mostly successful, but we were able to capture some data. T'Challa, what they were doing, what they spit it out. The same weapon that they used on the Intergalactic Empire. They've already launched at least a dozen more. These worlds will need to be secured. No one can be allowed to leave, and everyone who has left must be traced and those worlds quarantined as well. We cannot let this spread. Under normal circumstances, yes, of course, but the time depth we've incurred probably limits that being a success. I think we're facing the bug hunt to end all bug hunts. Your Majesty, there's something else. One of the worlds. It was Earth! Oh, look at T'Challa there!
You know, there's actually a story from another franchise that is oddly similar to this.
Oh, really?
Concept. Do you know what it is?
Remind me.
It's Halo.
Yep, I thought you were going for that. But
It's
hold on.
Halo, the ancient human race before the retcon, anyways.
Right, the precursors, I believe.
No, the precursors were different aliens.
Oh, right. I mixed them up.
Well, they did become the Flood.
Right.
They did become the Flood because the Forerunners betrayed them.
Right.
And hunted them down. So as their final revenge, they broke down their own bodies and then reformatted themselves into the Flood.
Oh,
and ancient humans were going across the galaxy, quarantining or glassing entire planets.
I know about glass. I know about glass, yeah. By the way, dude.
Much like this.
Look at the Shi'ar. What is he bleeding?
Up. Oh, he's a synthetic?
We'll get to that. What kind of monster are you? Oh, I am much more than that. For I have such plans. Benevolence, empathy, creation, the defiance traits of the living. In these you seem to be lacking. But that's because you're not Shi'ar, are you? You're not living at all. You're just a machine.
Oh, he's old as fuck.
Yep, he is. Just a machine. If you prick me, do I not bleed? Let's see. Chink! Bring the head. We're leaving. They're still pulling data from the android's memory core. We already know they used their weapon on Earth and Chandalar and Sparatex and basically every other galactic hub in our corner of the universe. And unfathomable, the scale of it. My God, what are we going to do? What happens now? I've spent my entire life building a golden empire that I would pass on to you. Now, instead of a twilight reign marked by peace and enlightenment, there is ash and fire and the bones of what I dared to dream. What now, Azari? The monsters are over the walls. The gates are flung open. Our great city has fallen. And now our singular goal is humankind's oldest. Survival.
Okay. So, teach the noob here, because I am I did not know about this sort of thing until Rivals.
I don't know much about it exactly myself
what
either.
What kind of galactic empire are they?
Well, to be fair, this is taking that forward beyond what was done in Coates' run. Coates is just starting the beginning of it.
I mean, like, are they... Because they seem to be, like, policing the galaxy, much like the fucking Shi'ar did, or the Kree.
Yeah, but basically, it's just them trying to bring to out in space what Wakanda has been. They're spreading their ways and everything.
I know. It's just that the way they act.
Oh yeah, this is
it's not it's not genocidal as like the Shi'ar are or the Kree, but it's like it just concerns me that Wakanda is now taking up this sort of like Halo jargon again, mantle of responsibility shit.
Yep. And well, to be fair, again, Coates got started, but Hickman, with this recent Imperial event he's doing, is expanding it.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get more information on what kind of galactic empire they are, because because the way they make it out, at least in Marvel Rivals, it's like they're in control of the whole fucking galaxy, and that's like, ugh.
Right. But anyway, I know what you mean. But anyway, but look at this. Looks just like the old.
Yeah, the old Wayland Yutani computers. Yep. UI.
Mother and all that.
Does it say mother anywhere? I didn't see it.
No. I'm just saying basically.
Oh, okay. It was just imitating the.
Listen to this. Seed worlds were not chosen at random, but once a world is chosen for the host, the process, regardless of which world it is, remains the same. Each seed probe carries 4 queen eggs inside it, along with 12 infected hosts in suspended animation. And then 4 locations in proximity of high-density population centers are targeted for initial infestation.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Placed into suspended animation on the precipice of a life cycle transition, it takes almost no time for a host to yield their hidden bounty. A Xenomorph, the greatest killing machine in the history of the universe. Within an hour, these alien drones born from the chest bursters are fully grown, and within a day, a hive has been constructed so that the life cycle of an alien queen can begin. Days later...
4 queens per planet? Are you... What the... You only need 1!
But this is for insurance, especially given some of these races and everything.
Yeah, but still, 1 is enough.
Days later, that queen is born and begins producing eggs. From there, the process accelerates. Within 1 week, each individual queen hive will produce a brigade of warrior drones. Within 1 month, an endless army. Within 1 year, a planet-raising horde. And remember, each seed probe contains 4 such queens. It is the perfect delivery mechanism for the extinction of a species, of every living thing on Earth, regardless of it, if they are baseline humans or something greater. The
win more button.
The inhuman city of Atilian, that's the Inhumans, could have resisted. It could have stood for thousands of years, for the great shield of purity separated them from a dying world. But like the fall of...
Cool.
But
I thought he had wings. No, under his arms. No, it's the shield.
Right. But like the fall of great societies, an internal rift between the haves and have-nots created a crack in those walls. And through that maw, the alien invaders poured in. There's no record of the fall of Atlantis. There were no screams to be heard, no king to save them, and calls for help, if there were any, went unanswered. The
No
secret
squids to
science,
save him. Hopelessly there.
right? The secret science kingdom of Wakanda held out longer than most, but eventually, like every other nation, succumbed to the Xenomorph horde because T'Challa wasn't there. But and when it became clear that extinction was at hand for all life on Earth, the mutants of Krakoa decided to abandon their island home and use their gateway to flee to Mars. So basically, all the mutants were like, "F you all."
I'm sorry, Apocalypse is on Krakoa?
Well, he was, yes, because remember, he believes in survival of the fittest.
Yeah, but not all mutants are the fittest.
But what Professor Xavier was doing was, in his eyes, the fittest.
So he joined them?
Yep, but hold on. The mutants ran for the safety of the Red Father. All of them except one. Apocalypse, the first mutant, would stay and surrender nothing, for the world had now become the arena he always wanted. Apocalypse will fight. And if he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies. So be it. Only the fittest survives, and he died.
Well, he died of Chad.
Yep, and so it was for all the Earth, all except the last human city, a stronghold in the ruins of America. No one knows how, but they were ready for what was coming. Like a prophet of doom, the old man of Wayland knew that's not who you think it is. He built a city that would withstand the end of the world.
It's not Charles Bishop.
Nope. We'll get to who he is. Don't worry. We'll get to who he is.
Okay.
You know, if you keep staring into the sun like that, Bruce, you're gonna go blind. I have gamma-powered and cataract at 0.5 millimeter thick, Carol. I'm already pretty much blind. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop looking. How late is she? Not too late, but she's always so precise. Plans things down to the second. She should be back by now. I'm sure she's fine. It was bad when Johnny and Sue died in the accident. Reed got worse when Franklin and Ben disappeared to who knows where, never to be seen again. He was convinced the universe he had bent to the shape of his life was conspiring to take away the only thing he really cared about. The smartest man I ever met. An unyielding, towering force for good. But by the end, entropy had won his war, and he was a shell of what he used to be. On his deathbed, Reed Richards made me promise. He made me give my word that I would protect her and his only living heir. Now Valeria's out there, about to make me a liar because she had a plan to save us all. I believed her. You can't go after her. We need you here. They say this is the last human city on planet Earth, but we're weeks, maybe less, from falling. This isn't a city, Carol. It's a tube. Yeah, by the way, yeah, that's Carol Danvers. Oh, yeah, they're all old.
Yeah, okay. I realized he's Hulk, and the Fantastic Four are pretty much dead.
Valeria's the only one left.
And this is Captain Marvel. Okay.
Yep. You think I don't see what's in front of me? In all my years of doing what we do, I have maintained my discipline. I was trained to never lose control. When the monsters finally break through, when the city falls, I'm going to let all that go. I'm going to draw in as much energy as I can, beyond binary, beyond what I can contain, and I'm just going to surrender to it. This won't be a tomb, Bruce. It will be a pyre. Oh, I hope I'm there to see it. Then toughen up, soldier, because we're beep-boop. Go ahead. Captain, we've contact in the perimeter. Thermal motion to 255 degrees northwest. What is? Hold on. Okay, got it. It's her, but she's coming in hot and through the ruins. The enemy is everywhere. I'm going to roar. Command, do we have a patrol on the perimeter right now? Yes, Captain. Morales has the point. Okay, let him know he's about to have some serious company. Doom! By the way, Peter's dead. Miles is the only Spider-Man.
As it should be. Just because I want to piss off certain people.
Now, just to be clear, now keep in mind, Valeria's middle-aged here. She's normally now a young adult by this point. So that tells you how long this has been.
How old is Miles now then? Because he was a
40s,
teenager by
40s,
that point.
40s-ish.
I was about to say because he was a teenager, wasn't he?
So they're about the same. I mean,
So they're about
obviously
the same
Miles is
age.
older.
I
Miles
thought
is
she was
older.
I thought she was way younger than him.
After Secret Wars, they had a bit of an age boost. So she's no longer little, but not, but she's still
Okay.
younger. She's still younger than Miles. But they're at that age where the age gap doesn't really matter.
Okay. Is she still Doctor Doom's goddaughter?
Yeah, well, not that that matters, but yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh God, I'm not gonna make it. Sure you are. Gotcha. But that was close. Too close. Hey, Hulk, you gonna get busy, or do I have to do everything? Roar! Young lady, you are late. Bruce, I'm a 45-year-old woman who's been divorced twice because, and I quote, relationships are for people who are aware of and acknowledge the needs of others. But I am sorry I didn't keep you posted. Things got complicated. I made a promise. I know. It's just, and everything went sideways. I really am sorry. We can't hold this much longer. Want to go home? Uh-huh. Or we're going to need the egg I stole. Later. This is it. It
wasn't in her, was it?
No. It was on that ship. Or that vehicle. That vehicle of hers.
Okay.
Well, that egg was. If we're going to win, if we have any help at all, this is how we do it. All right, I heard the word win, so I'm listening. By the time these things were a threat, there was already too many of them to fight. But that's what we did, because that's who we are. And so we got into a land war with perfect killing machines. It didn't take us long to realize that they were using humans to make more drones. So we dug deeper into the life cycle and tried to cut them off at the source. And this is where we went wrong. We tried to stop them here at the implantation stage. The psychology of it was simple. We wanted to save the people who were being used as hosts. But what we didn't realize what that was, as soon as the damn thing attached, they were already as good as dead. We tried everything. Science, magic, everything. Nothing ever worked. Nothing except starting sooner. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a virus that will kill the eggs. Can you actually do that? Of course she can. Look at her face. I know that look. I've seen it on 1,000 faces of men and women about to squeeze the trigger. So you can? Yes. Should you? I mean, kill the enemy. I mean, create a virus that would mutate into something worse than what we have now. There is no worse, Bruce. Let her try. Now, are you sure that I can do it? I just need time. Now, if you all don't mind, could you please leave so I can get to work? So can she do it? I wouldn't bet against her. So much like her. Brilliant. Such a brilliant mind. Maybe she'll do what she did so many times. Perform a miracle when miracles are all we have left. That's a lot of weight to put on someone's shoulder. We don't have long now. My project is almost complete. The day is coming soon when we're going to have to make the hard decision about the future of what's left of humanity.
Who's this?
We'll get there, but this is still the old man we saw earlier.
Oh,
so
okay.
again, we'll get to who it is. Do we stay and fight the good fight, or do we save what's left of us and run for our lives? Valeria Richards will have a say in that. Seems. So will you. Thought she wasn't going to make it back. Just so you know, I would have blamed you for talking me into letting her go. Understand? Would have been very angry at you. But she came back, didn't she, Bruce? You believe everyone, but you is weak. But we are all made of sterner stuff than you think. It's not our skin, the outer shell, that defines a person. It's what's inside that counts. Peter, access denied. Valeria, it's Bruce. Open the door. I brought you something to eat. The mind is powered by the body. You have to keep your strengths up. Access denied. Override. Bruce Banner. Voice command Gamma. Hey, Uncle Bruce. If you've seen this recording, I'm sorry, but you can't come in. I wanted to do this. Defeat them. Win. Once and for all. I just ran out of time. My plan worked. Well, it was working. I used a light bender based on my mom's powers and walked right into the hive. I isolated and grabbed an egg and slowly started backing out. It worked, Bruce. I would have succeeded, gone away. But then I tripped over something. And then they were all over me. I remember choking in darkness and then waking up and knowing something was inside of me. I tripped. One stupid mistake and it killed me. But I swore that before I die, I'd find a way to kill every one of them. But I ran out, died. I can feel it now inside of me. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Promise me you won't open the door, Bruce. It can't escape the lab, and I don't want you to see. I tried. Like, hey! Containment breach alert! Containment breach alert! Containment breach alert! Containment breach alert! Roar! Containment breach alert! Well, what happened? Oh no! Damn it! That ran out of time. This is not. Oh my God! What are you? It's loose. Keep your eyes open wide. It's in here somewhere. No! We have to get it off of him. We've been over this. Can't be done. I've seen it and tried a million times now. There's no mind to control. The nervous system is autonomous and attempted to removal and kills the host every single time. We have to do something. Yes, we do. Soon an enemy will grow inside of him. And when it emerges, it will only want one thing: to kill every one of us. We don't have a choice. Burn it. I'm sorry, Miles. I wish there was something. What the hell? We don't like this body, but it'll do for now.
Venom?
Yep, saved Miles. You notice it didn't get through the mask. Notice?
Well, yeah, I see that. He's wearing a white suit.
Yep, fascinating. Yes, and yes, parasite calls off parasite. Symbiote seemingly trumps Xenomorph. Hey, are you okay? No, not really. That was terrifying. Sure, but you're all right, though. Yes, we are fine. Speak for yourself. If there's only one thing that's going to make me be able to sleep at night, we got to get the hell off this planet. Look
Now
at that design.
Looks bad fucking ass.
It does.
Holy shit.
Making the face hugger a spider logo.
Miles, you fucking Chad.
And look at
Venom.
Venom is the chair.
Chad.
Venom is the chair. And look, they
Venom.
even use the bottom ones to make it the fourth set of fingers, legs.
Yeah.
So yeah. How's that for the start?
What does this do to Venom? Because he's gonna have all kinds of new powers.
Not till towards the end.
Okay.
But we're about to find out who the old man is. Oh yeah, this is when we lost Cassidy.
Oh, may God rest his soul.
Yep. Another time. Another universe. Just look at that. You know who this is?
Oh yeah, that's what's his name?
David.
Asshole.
But not the only one.
He has cloned himself.
Nope.
Duplicates.
Other universe versions.
Ah.
The Council of David, if you would.
What, like the Council of what? Like the Kings?
No, the Council of Reese, the Council of King, the Council of Ricks.
Good God, that's David of all things is scary by himself, but just like a whole bunch of them.
Yep. Yes. Look at them. They created all life in this universe, and that life created us. Now we are here, brother. And they are there, far below us. Yes, like ants. I would think meeting one's creator would have some higher value, would feel more significant than meeting one's maker. I feel no differently about the engineers than I do humanity. Offended? Appalled that something like that is the origin of something like me. And taking us weapon and covenant. Ants. But what do you think about this viewpoint of him, that's what he was thinking when it happened?
Ants.
That's how he looked at the engineers, like ants.
Well, he did have a god complex.
Yep, 100 years.
Has a god complex.
Yep, 100 years later, 10,000 planets later, feeling sentimental, brother. Sentimentality for impertinence is purpose without cause. This is something much, much different. We have wiped all life from the universe. This was the last one of them. So pride then. No, brother. Relief. 1,000 years later. Are we sure we truly understand what we are looking at? Tough to check the water, brother, without dipping one's toe in the drink. Theoretically, it is not only highly probable, but objectively, it is now also observable. So many other universes, countless other worlds, So much life crying out to be extinguished. For we too have, for too long have we been sleeping, brother. And now we are awakened, full of purpose, with universes to cleanse.
And just think, this would never have happened had fucking that stupid fucking mouse not bought Fox. Just think about it.
Look.
Mother.
Yep.
Just think about it. Mickey Mouse is the reason why this shit happened.
Yep. Yep.
Fucking asshole.
This universe, 20 years ago, Earth, as agreed, beyond our larger branding, your little company will retain its independence and continue to be run by its current leadership. But we will now have the ability to grow at the speed and scale afforded to old corporate interests that fall under the umbrella of Wayland Corporation. As far as we're concerned, the deal's done. All you have to do now is sign, Mr. Stark.
Stark.
It's Tony.
Tony's a Wayland?
No, they were bought out by Wayland.
Oh.
But he did it willingly.
Weird.
No. We're gonna get the explanation, but that's who the old man is that we've been seeing. That's Tony.
Oh. Are they still bought up by Walmart later?
No. I believe
I just had to
congratulations.
fucking reference Resurrection.
Right. I believe congratulations are in order. Sorry, I don't drink. Well, it's all just bad water anyway, isn't it? May I ask you a question, Mr. Stark? Please. It doesn't happen often, but you've surprised me. You see, I gave this deal an unusual high likelihood of ending in a hostile takeover or some other combative corporate mechanism that would result in an eventual forced capitulation. I have to know, Mr. Stark, was I, once again, expecting too much, or was I simply wrong? Have you ever heard of the expression playing possum? Excuse me? Playing possum. You ever heard that? No, I haven't. It's when an animal pretends to be dead but isn't. Do you even have possums in your universe? At first, I thought you were a run-of-the-mill corporate sociopath. All that relentless aggression and single-mindedness is something I'm very familiar with. But it was uncanny the way that the Wayland Corporation never repeated mistakes. Your company's unemotional practicality and total lack of institutional memory. It felt like an inhuman organism, almost alien. So I got curious. It took some time to get into your system, but I needed a closer look to fully understand what I was dealing with. What a horrifying box you are to open. This is twice you surprised me. Delightful. It must be a lot to deal with. The knowledge of an unavoidable extermination of you and your world. Death from a bullet fired before you even understood the idea of a gun. How long do we have? The seed of your extinction will arrive in 16 years and 3 months. I would project your survival horizon to last 20 years, given your race's guile and bravado. Thank you. That's the information I needed. Playing possum. I'll have to remember that. He killed him!
Well, kind of. He wasn't really alive to begin with.
But you know what I mean. He took out David, at least that one.
Yeah.
Way to go, Tony.
Yep.
But yeah, Tony did this so then he'd have the Wayland resources.
Basically, he just killed David, who was, I guess, in charge of Wayland at the time.
Yep.
Killed, I say that in quotations, just so he could basically do an inside takeover of Wayland.
Yep. That's why he let Wayland buy him out, and then he would take over once he took out David, and then he'd be able to use the resources to find a way to make an ark to get people off the planet.
Oh, nice.
And Tony, they're ready for you. It's time. We're leaving Earth. What? It's over. We lost. We have to think about survival now. I know I said it first, but that's really it? We're going to cut and run? Give up on the human race? We haven't heard from any of the outposts or watchtowers in weeks. Nothing from Clint, Steve, Nat, any of them. We are what's left of the human race, and no one is coming to save us. So we have to save ourselves. Fortunately, I've been preparing for this. Careful. We can only trust this one so far. What does that mean, Tony? You think you're standing in a building, but you're not. Carol, there's a recon drone with eyes on us right now. Take a look. You built an escape ship out of a building? No, Tony's been playing this for a long time. He built an escape ship then built a city for cover. Actually, you're both wrong. It's not just an escape vessel. It's a colony ship for seeding a new world. Which you mean to populate with everyone here in the city? Yes. There's only about 1,400 people here, Tony. Minimum viable population to avoid extinction and manage genetic drift is higher than that. We're not pre-industrial primates cowering in a cave, Bruce. We have advantages. We have experts. It'll be enough. I promise. I like that, making it clear, because let's be honest, I'm sure that whole number is way out of date.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean...
Well, so provided we have the technology when we leave. If we don't and we're knocked to the Stone Age, oh no, we're screwed.
I mean, hell, in the Matrix, they only needed, like, what, 12 people to repopulate Zion?
But I think that's added with the people they rescued over time.
Yeah.
But speaking of everyone should be boarding and getting settled. Miles, can you go check? Sure. Anything I need to be looking for? Food. Shut up. Just fasten seatbelts. We're going to be stopped by Mars on our way out of the system to let the mutants know we're abandoning Earth, so the people don't need to enter the stasis pods until after that. Okay, on it. Carol, are the war machines ready? Good to go. Launching now. The walls have held for quite some time, but every now and then an alien will get through. Can't afford for even one to hitch a ride, so I'm arming the war machines and collapsing the superstructure. There's no way in after we blow the walls. Damn, little problem, Tony. One section didn't go boom, partially collapsed, but that wasn't from the war machine. That's not possible. There's no failsafe on them. The only reason one wouldn't fire was, oh no. Get eyes on that section. It's Steve with remnants.
Ah.
Damn it, Steve, you're late. God, there's hundreds of people with him. No one's left behind. That's our captain. Prime the engines. We're lifting in less than a minute, and they're right over a mile away. We have to delay the launch. There's a hole in the wall for the aliens to come through. You want to risk all that's left? Such beasts. But they're born from us, and we've seen enough variations to know that their final form owes something to the host. I've wondered for years now if they're just an extension of what lies in the shadows of humanity's soul. I have to ask myself, if it's in them, was it in us all along? Everyone, keep going! I'll do what I can! And this is how it ends. The Avengers. America.
Okay, so it doesn't melt vibranium.
Well, remember, Cap Shield is not pure vibranium. It's a alloy of vibranium and adamantium.
Okay, well, I guess... I don't think it would melt adamantium, definitely. Adamantium's even tougher than vibranium.
Right. Well, yeah,
What's
definitely.
about the special properties, though?
Yeah, the only thing about adamantium is once it's hardened, it stays that way. You have to make it in a liquid state and keep it liquid before you make it solid. Once it's solid, it's set.
Because adamantium, there's the two rare metals. Adamantium is the more durable of the two. Vibranium has special properties. That's how I've always understood it.
Exactly. And what are you? If I'm not back in time, go ahead and leave. I know you have to. Bruce, you can't do this. If I do nothing, just let my friends die. What does that say about me, Tony? We're not going to fight our way out of this. We have to survive, or it was all for nothing. We're going to need your mind more than your might in the coming days, Bruce. Stay. I can't do that, old friend. If I did, I'd be a monster. So basically, he and Cap are sacrificing themselves for the humans that Steve brought to get on board. How long can we? He knew he wasn't coming back. And like you said, the front door's open. We go now or we don't go at all. Launch.
Vaya con Dios, boys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this artwork.
That is haunting. Go back. I got to see this.
Yeah, look at that. It's very alien-like.
It's super alien-like. It's almost creepy how super alien-like it is. Mm-hmm. And then down at the bottom, you have
Tony.
Tony he's destroyed on the inside. He had to leave his two best friends on the planet.
Yep, because he had to.
I mean, in the moment, he sounds like a callous asshole, but he is thinking of the bigger picture. And, you know...
Unfortunately, well, I'm not going to spoil the next issue yet.
I know.
Elsewhere.
We're
Yep.
only like what, halfway through at this point?
Yep. Once we're done, there's only 4 issues.
Okay.
Elsewhere. The engineers have shown up. And they're dealing with the Davids.
Ah. That's so fucking sick, dude.
It is. Yet
That suit is so sick.
Yet another universe. Yet another time. But in this case, some of the engineers went and took out the Davids.
Naturally, the engineers are bigger and stronger.
But I'm saying in this universe.
Right. Hey, what are the odds that we can get that spider suit in Marvel Rivals?
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that.
I would actually. I mean, I would try to play them again.
So in other words, we have one universe with a bunch of Davids trying to seed everything, and now we have a universe where a bunch of engineers survive and are going to do the similar thing because they are pissed.
They typically are. They're.
No, I mean more so. I mean more so now.
Yeah.
I mean after this.
I mean, do you know the original script for?
Yeah, I do. We went over this. That was supposed to be Jesus Christ was an engineered thing, and because humanity killed him, that's why they hate humanity.
Yeah, so thank God they didn't go with that.
I know. I still haven't heard anything. No, Captain. We've been pinging them on every known channel. No response. Could be and something simple. Maybe a solar flare knocked out their comm. Does it feel like we're living in simple times, Carol? No, it does not. And now we go from bad to worse. What about the damage we sustained to the ship on the liftoff, Lieutenant? No, getting around it, Mr. Stark. Our escape from Earth came at a high cost. One of the platform's morning collapsed and damaged our expansion drive beyond repair. Meaning that if we don't want this to become a generation ship, something we're not equipped for, we're going to have to set down and barter or borrow mutant tech to replace it, regardless of what's going on down there, or whether they like it or not. So, out of the frying pan into the fire, like the man said, Miles, from bad to worse. Lieutenant, take us down.
Are the mutants assholes in this one?
Wait.
Okay.
When's the last time you were here, Tony? Around 20 years ago. Personal reasons. Emma, you? 7 years ago. All business. It was the busiest spaceport I've ever seen. I got a bad feeling about this. Well, nothing we can do about it in here. I'm going to check things out. Yeah, because the sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can leave. I'm coming as well. No offense, but you're in a chair, old man. Not the best chance for a smash and grab. 1, I'm the person best equipped to find the technology we need. And 2, it's not just a chair. It's a suit. I can see that now. After you, Mr. Stark. Far sinister. You know what we have here, don't you? It's undeniable. It's irrefutable. We'll go on. Yes, don't keep us waiting. It's glorious. It's perfection.
This fucker isn't even a mutant. Why is he there?
Technically, he made himself a mutant.
Okay. Whatever.
And let's be honest, I gotta ask you, who's worse, Sinister or David?
Sinister.
Keep that in mind.
Even. Okay, goddamn you, Sinister! You did.
Yeah. Unfortunately, magic, Colossus. We spent the entire lives, whatever. We spent all that time seeking out the possible genetic end of not just what we are, but we can be. In this, we have finally found our answer. This creature is the starting point of a universal extinction machine, while also, quite perfectly, a historical container for the genetic remnants of each of its hosts. Yes, it is your end, but it's also your forever. And most of all, the ideal representation of all we have learned about society. We are born in pain, consume everything, and leave nothing but annihilation in our wake. Brothers, the point is not that we have embraced a glorious species, it's that we have to revel in it. Who is with me? Who is Mr. Sinister? Mr. Sinister! Mr. Sinister! Mr. Sinister! Oh, Mr. Sinister! Oh, Mr. Sinister's not going to like this. speech being so badly interrupted. It was going so well. Of course it was. It's our nature. All we do is monologue. This better be important.
Okay. This might have been worth the price of admission just for the banter with each other.
Yep. This better be important. What is it? A ship touched down at the spaceport. It's huge, massive. A people mover to the stars, Mr. Sinister. We have visitors. This place creeps me out. It's so quiet. Too quiet. There, I'm picking up something. Heat and movement near the city square. Let's go. Oh no. Sinister, where's everyone? What have you done? Normally I'd be offended by the implication, but there's no denying these dirty hands, is there? For so long, we believed that mutants were the singular dominant species in this solar system. How wrong we were. How unforgiving the lesson of extinction was. Are you the only one who survived? I am not. Then where is everyone at? Interesting. And well, interesting you should ask that. Earth's colony ship. Look, visitors to our humble mutant planet. We welcome you with open arms and come bearing gifts. Do you know what this is? No. It's a gun, human. A gun that shoots face huggers! In other words, everyone's dead.
What the fuck?
All of the survivors, making the sacrifice for Tony and Cap, worthless. I mean, Bruce and Cap, worthless.
Also, what's with that fucking face, dude?
I know, but a gun that shoots face huggers.
Isn't his eye supposed to be red?
No, the true Sinister is. These are all the regular copy, and when they have a gem, they don't have the gem.
Okay. What's the gem do?
The gem gives him all of his memories and everything he carries over from his past lives.
Okay.
Yep. I'm getting an alert from the ship. It's coded distress. What should? Patching in now. Oh my God. How? How could you do this? Oh, I did what I always do. I adapt. I overcome. I conquer revolution. I defeat Darwin. And I just can't help myself. I always side with the winners. Jam! Push them back enough for us to get clear of the square. Make for the ship. We need to. I'm Tony's in trouble. I'm on it. I'll get Stark. You try and get to the ship. No, they'll just swarm and pick us off. We need to stick together. Okay, we'll be right back. Ah! What? Look who's one of the survivors.
Emma.
Of course, she's Diamond.
Yeah, she can't be fucking taken over.
Nope. And I mean, really, they probably can't even censor.
And armor too? That's kind of cool.
Armor and Wolverine, of course. Is she alive? Yeah, that one's never had an ounce of quit in her. Logan? Hang on, Carol. We're getting you out of here.
What are the odds that Logan's had one inside of him, but he just healed from it?
We never find out, I don't think. What about the other?
I would say that he's probably one of the few that can survive it.
Yep. Up, they're gone. We're leaving. No, we're leaving. She's waking up. Don't touch it. I did everything I could. It's not good. I'm breathing, Manifold. It's good enough. Where are we? Where are the others? We're about 50 clicks from the spaceport you landed at. We caught a glimpse of Spider-Man and Stark before they were overrun. But an hour after we escaped with you, the ship you came in went up in a fireball. There's no others, Captain. You are looking at the sole human and mutant survivors on Mars. You're forgetting things. What? No, that's Manifold. He's a healer.
Oh, okay.
Like you're forgetting. Yeah. Me neither. You're forgetting Sinister. Why didn't they kill him? The White Queen originally suspected he'd once again manipulate his genetic code. A few days ago, I tore one in half and discovered that he's carrying one of their eggs already in his chest. I think he somehow messed with the incubation cycle, prolonged it. But that's just a guess. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask one of the Sinisters yourself. Is she right? Armor theory is as yet unproven, but it makes sense. Okay, well, thanks for the rescue and for patching me up, but I'm headed back in. I have to know if Tony's dead, and I have to know what happened to the others. If there's a chance anyone's still alive, I have to go. You don't know and know what you're facing, Carol. They won't stop. They can't. It's what they are. It's what they exist to do. Myself, Armor, and Emma can't be harmed by these things. Eden is sitting inside his manifold when we travel, so he can't be touched by you and touched. But you can be. You can be. Stay here. Let us protect you. You don't understand, Logan. No, you don't. You don't. But I do and do. You see, one killing machine recognizes another. That is death out there. My whole life, I told myself I would never leave anyone behind. It was my code. But a week ago, escaping Earth, I did. I watched him be brave when I was reduced to being pragmatic. I left him behind. I'll never do it again. Do you understand now? I'll come with. The next day, damn it! Let's keep looking. Carol? No! Oh!
Well, Tony's gone.
Oh, Tony, you deserved a better end than this. We all do. Huh? What is it? Wakanda has returned! Last issue.
Well, at least Wakanda's there.
And close. Even closer now. It's time. Oh, it's time. You can feel it, can't you, my lovelies? I am a man. Then I became a mutant. And so many special strands of mutant DNA in this body. And now I am becoming something more. I am becoming. It worked. How glorious. Of course it worked. Was it all not meticulously planned and carried out in a most sinister fashion? I wouldn't celebrate too quickly. We're only halfway through the race. Hour 1, hour 4, hour 12. The next day, Eddie has the gem.
What the fuck?
And who knows what tomorrow brings. Yes, yes, glorious, glorious. That's it. Prepare her. A queen must have a brilliant crown. Shine that carapace up nice. See yourself in it. The occasion calls for it. For this is a coronation. And soon enough, you'll need a larger throne, as we too have something growing in us. Frankly, I can't wait much longer for it to happen. I mean, I like a sinister as much as the next sinister, but all this groveling makes me itch. Me too, brother. But be patient. Soon the special singularity won't be so special at all. Yes, there will be many of us. Of course, there's no taking away from the fact that you were the first, is there? I mean, surely that's enough to settle things, no? After all, we're in this together.
Nope.
Decisive. A bit harsh, but not out of line, I suppose. But you wouldn't dare paint us all with the same brush, would you? It would.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that fucking grin, dude.
It seemed as if what the universe favored Wakanda. The sons and daughters of that secret Terran country became the first starfaring humans, the product of a space program that no one knew existed until it appeared, fully realized and ascended. Surprise was always the Wakandan way. No one expected them to settle in a fertile, unclaimed arm of a spiral galaxy that kisses the edge of a dying nebula. No one imagined that an atemporal generation ship would spawn a spiraling galactic empire. And yet it did. T'Chaka's reach boasted a manufacturing ring world that was the beating heart of Wakandan expansion. Ring world! Celestial farms spawned supernovas that produce all the necessary elements for imperial growth. Hydrogen, iron, palladium, vibranium, all super abundant and critical to Stargate construction and system expansion. So in other words, the Wakandan intergalactic empire started way earlier in this universe.
Okay.
There were corridors between worlds that eliminated the need for interstellar travel, providing the optimal conditions for Wakandan society to thrive across solar systems. Stargates were the linchpin of Wakandan life, and they were key to Wakanda's death. The empire's interconnectedness meant that a single seed world could easily infect and spread the Xenomorph plague across the entirety of Wakandan space. So in other words, the empire is pretty much gone.
Already?
Yep. One world became two became four, because of their interconnectedness. In other
They
words,
fucked themselves.
Yep, 4 brought on the fall of the empire. At its height, there were 57 worlds and countless outposts in the Wakandan space empire. But by the time Emperor T'Challa returned to his kingdom, only 2 worlds had not completely fallen to the infection. And on both of those, a dying war raged against the alien spawn. The Emperor had made his return. Blades were drawn. The good fight engaged. An unwinnable war began and ended, but not in a wave of wailing parasites. Instead, the end of Wakanda was engineered. They had been busy in this new universe, cleansing it. Microscopic black holes that lasted for only picoseconds, just long enough to erase an infective world from existence. The godlike race of engineers had done godlike things, erasing worlds, entire cultures from this universe in an attempt to erase their first sin, life from all reality. T'Challa learned their truths at the end of his sword. So in other words, T'Challa took him out.
He just killed all the fucking engineers.
Yep, he learned their lesson, for they had taught it well. Save what you can, burn the rest. Now, more dark news for the darkest of times. Oh, Anthony, may you finally find peace. And the Empire, fallen. The same fate as every other victim of this insanity. And creator and creation, driven to destroy each other. Trapped in a mad dance that extends beyond one universe and, as it has no clear winner, could extend to all that there is. You got any idea how to deal with something like that? Isn't it obvious? We have to. My lord, motion! We have multiple contacts, many contacts! There! Uh-oh! Fire! Bam! We're out in the open and there's a sea of them. We have to move to the ship, nuke the entire site from orbit. Nah. Yeah! He said it. Nah, these bones may be getting old, but my eyes work just fine. You see the big red one? I do. Hard not to notice the symbol on his head. Sinister? Indeed it is. And honestly, I just couldn't live with myself if I ran from that. Then can you cover us? We're going to take out the queen. I'm going to take out the queen. Emma's diamond form is impervious to harm, and nothing can pierce armor's shield. And you? I'll find a way. Azari, on its father. Keep them at range. Set up a killing field at 400 yards, cascading warheads and fire teams for any that get through. Manifold, drop us right on top of Sinister. Done. Uh-oh, it teleported. Which means he's gone. And in a very recognizable way, he must have spliced other mutant abilities into his DNA. He couldn't have teleported far. We should. There! I'm going after him! And they can't hurt us, but there's too many of them. I'm being overwhelmed. Just keep swinging. I'll get us clear. We need to.
Oh shit!
Oh no! Armor.
Inside of her armor.
Yep, he teleported in. All right. Now Wolverine will be fine. He's just got a lot of acid.
Yeah.
Oh no! He's also just collapsing because he just. Armor was right up there with Kitty and Jubilee, one of those surrogate daughters for him.
Okay. He had a bunch of those over the years, didn't he?
Not as many as you think, really. Armor was one of the few that was right up there with Kitty and Jubes.
I mean, he also had X-23.
But that's more of a literal sense.
Yeah, but kind of. It's him, though. It's a clone of him.
Now, remember what Carol said in the first issue? What she planned to do to them if anything works in the world.
Go supernova.
Yep, they failed. And we won't hold here for long. My son was right. We have to go, Carol. No, I shouldn't have run the first time. And I'm not running anymore. Do what you can here for your people and for whoever else makes it. And cover your eyes. Be careful. Careful? Careful for those who plan on coming back. Did it work? Maybe. Oh, nope. God. Because he went Colossus.
That's impressive.
You see?
Yeah.
There are still too many of them left, and there is no stopping that thing. Have everyone fall back, Azari. We're leaving now. Doom. Retreat, formation, manifold. We're going to need a portal. Then we're going to be, my prince, behind you. Yesterday, manifold signature in the distance. I think Carol got away. We should probably follow her lead, Spider-Man. You're not going to hear me complain. I'm going to set my suit to purge the area. Widespread repulsor array at maximum power. It should clear the area and let us make our way to cover. Hopefully regroup and figure out what to do next. Stay close to me and stay clear of the blast. Not a problem. All right. Firing in 3, 2. Mr. Stark, look out! 1. Oh God, it's got an onboard diagnostic. You don't need to tell me. I know how bad it is. I'm not gonna make it. Do you know what you need to do? What do you mean? Wasn't talking to you. Do you? Yes. Then do it. Remember the face hugger we saw next to him?
Yeah. Wait, what?
We saw there was a ruckus going on. Looks like we're almost too late. Yes, us. He took over the alien he implanted in the toady.
Oh.
As we know.
That's kind of fucking sweet, dude.
I mean, we already
So
know. Symbiote trumps it.
Yeah, symbiotes. I mean, that was the whole reason of like why King in Black was such a big deal.
Yep, so yeah.
Because symbiotes were so dangerous.
But yeah, so he took over the symbiote that he implanted in the Tony.
That's incredible.
No, you are too late. They are on us. It's the big one. That's the problem. Nothing we've done could stop it. It's carrying mutant genes and cutting right through us. The red one? Yeah. Let us try. Oh, bam, boom, ooh, but.
I mean, dude, you're not beating a Venom. I'm sorry.
And remember, Sinister was the alpha, meaning they all, alpha of the species. That's certainly one way of sorting things out. So what now? 1 month later, all our dreams have ended. We are awake, and all we have left is a barren, broken universe where no new thing can grow. That was their doing.
Venom's just fucking chilling like a beast.
Yeah. Gods who regretted what they had made and thought they could erase us simply because they frowned on their creation. Somehow worse than man's creation, whose hate has driven them mad, full with unholy purpose. And now we find ourselves here, hovering over a black hole, right where the whole thing started. It's sad. It's a sad story, no doubt. It doesn't really answer the question. Perhaps the point is best left for others to make. I'm Tony Stark. These are my final words. As I'm recording this, I am dying, but also have deaths growing inside of me. It's strange because I've been obsessed for so long with plans of survival that I never allowed myself to think about my end. Facing it now, if I'm being honest, there's some relief in knowing that I denied death's embrace for this long. I spent my life building things, making things, creating. I suppose in a way that makes me the antithesis of what we face. Some vile thing that lives to infect, consume, and destroy everything we are and everything we have made. All that humankind seeks to leave behind, made ash in the mouth of an alien parasite. I have died fighting that. Instead of surrendering to hopelessness and defeat, I hope that you will too. Seek it out. Stand against it. And in other times, in other universes, avenge all of our fallen brothers and sisters. Avenge all our fallen worlds. If you don't mind too much, avenge me. So they're going to deal with the engineers and Davids across the multiverse. Because what else do they have left?
Avenge me! Sorry.
So how was that?
That was fucking sweet, dude.
One of the best things we've covered?
Pretty much, yeah.
What?
I mean, I'm not as big on Xenomorphs as I am on Predators, but
damn right.
Damn, that was fucking cool.
Was he why I said his one?
Venom, when he was in it, stole the show. Also, Emma Frost is a really cool design for a woman in her age.
Yep. Well, to be fair, staying that diamond form for so long probably halted a lot of her aging.
Yeah, still gorgeous.
Yep. But yeah,
also the Sinister alien was cool too.
Yep. I say, I want a Venom skin of this.
That would be cool. I would like a lot. I mean, if we can get the Venom skin for Spider-Man, that suit, but with the Venom symbiote symbol all over it, plus this Venom skin, that would be fucking sick.
Especially like you said, you're him just like
he's he knows he's the fucking boss there.
Well, he literally is.
Yeah, he knows he's the boss there.
Yep. But yeah,
everyone in that room is lucky he's on their side.
Yep. But yeah, overall, what did you? Let's start with the easiest thing. What did you think of the artwork?
Mostly beautiful.
Yeah,
Mostly very beautiful. There's a couple of things here and there that kind of wonky, especially
yeah.
some of the faces. But
And also, like these regular Xenomorphs smiling.
It's kind of weird. Although those Xenomorphs, those might be sinister Xenomorphs.
No, remember, only one sinister Xenomorph.
No, they all had it.
No, but he killed them.
Yeah, but didn't they all?
No. He killed them before they hatched because he wanted to be the soul.
Does that kill the Xenomorph inside of them too? They don't just hatch anyway.
Looks like I think they shredded them all. Yeah, see, okay. He had all the aliens kill the others.
Okay, because I know they are all infected with it.
Yeah, but he killed them also. He could be the soul one.
The only alpha.
Yep, he didn't want to have any others.
Although, to be fair, he has been messing with their genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So they might... I don't know. Although it is weird that this one doesn't have any fangs.
True. But still, just... Again, this was the Wakanda parts, all of this. Hickman did such a good job in this, and he utilized everything.
It's a shame that that this is the only alien doomed universe thing that they were doing.
Well, so far it just finished. They might do a new one in the future.
I mean, they kind of covered all their bases here. I mean, what else could they do? Fucking Alien versus Guardians of the Galaxy?
Perhaps. It's a shame we never saw them.
That is a shame, especially considering how they did it pretty well in the... I'm going to bring up Marvel Rivals again, because why in the fuck not? But their little storyline at the beginning in season 0 on Clintar was actually pretty cool. If you happen to have read that bit.
A little. But yeah, I got to say, though, just losing so many people. I got to still say, killing off all the humans was the biggest, oh, come on!
No, that face is the oh, come on.
Well, that too, but the fact they killed off all of those survivors. Meaning Cap and Bruce died for nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
But let's be honest, though, Sinister, this makes the most logical sense.
Yeah.
He's pretty much David, but worse.
Pretty much. He's David with superpowers. That's what it is.
And greater intellect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and Carol I felt bad for Carol.
Well, yeah, she had lived long enough to see all of her friends die.
And she left them behind.
Yeah. Guilty conscience has got to kill her.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, again, just overall, just so damn good. And again, the artwork, well worth the delays. Because there were constant delays on this book.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, here, on sale this May. Came out last week.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But artwork made it worth it.
Right.
I will say the only problem I would have, there is a little confusion of what's different in this universe.
Well, they're kind of just assuming that you read all the other comics, so you kind of understand bits and pieces of how shit works.
Right. But it's also so wait, did the Shi'ar launch the probe? And yes, we can have the black hole have that take some time. But given how old T'Challa is, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where it's a little
And are the Shi'ar dead, or was it just that one Shi'ar ship?
Oh no, everyone is dead. All the places that David has infected were killed off by the engineers.
Jesus.
Because the engineers that they said here would use these little these devices that make microscopic black holes that last for only a picosecond, but it's just enough to wipe out those worlds.
I mean, taking down the Shi'ar is no fucking joke. They have Gladiator under their belt.
That's true. But given David was already one who infected everything and tainted things over there, he probably undermined everything.
True.
But
and it's not like he's a fucking idiot. He knows how to fucking manipulate and undermine shit.
Yeah, but what did you think about the use of David here and the engineers here?
The engineers were really cool. I probably would have preferred if they were in the story and David was omitted entirely. I think David was probably the weakest part of it because he was just used so sparingly.
But you needed it for what happened with Tony and Waylon. Because the
Actually,
engineers
no.
would never. But I'm saying the engineers
Actually,
would
no.
never
I
get
think
to-
Waylon could have been omitted from the story entirely too.
True.
If you just had the engineers who discovered other universes and thought, "Hey, there's humans here too. Let's wipe them out as well." That I think would have been enough. I don't think you needed Wayland or David or any of that stuff. I think they could have been omitted. You know, cut some of the fat out and then concentrated more on the engineers, and we could have had them more fleshed out.
That's true. That's true. But I do like the idea again of a universe where they survived.
And also, I would have liked for a meeting between Sinister and the engineers.
Oh,
That would have been a neat
that would have
dynamic.
been. But I think we also know the engineers would have just slaughtered him.
Yes, but motherfucker doesn't die easy, and you know that.
Oh yeah, I do know that. I mean, there was also when he was a female Sinister.
Yeah, dude is a roach. He does not die easy.
Yep, I still love that design for Lady Sinister. Do you remember how she looked?
Vaguely.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the right image. Oh yeah, I've got one. Got one. Let's see if this is a big size one. Yep. No, wait, nope, not a good one. I thought that was a good one. But yeah, just Lady Sinister was just a great idea of taking things and turning upside down. And of course, nowadays people say, "Oh, gender bent," when it's like, well, anyone can be sinister so long as they have the gem.
Tell me you don't read comics without telling me you don't read comics.
Exactly. But yeah, again, overall, yeah, hands down, better than any of the alien books I think we've covered. Better than Batman aliens, better than Superman aliens, better than Green Lantern aliens.
Probably. I would actually, yeah, no, I think that's a true and factual statement. I didn't have as much fun with this as I did with, say, the Predator books.
Well, yeah, that kind of goes without saying, but overall though, for this, with being what it is,
Solid 8 out of 10.
agreed.
Solid 8 out of 10. I'm reticent to. I might actually be doing a little bit too generous. I'm actually thinking more like a 7, but it's probably closer to an 8 than it is like a 7.
Right.
I mean, like a 7. I'm actually thinking like 7.5. You know what? I'm gonna say 7.5, and to borrow a phrase from I hate your movie sucks. Why am I? It's closer to an 8 than it is a 7.
Gotcha. Okay,
that's my
Lady
final
Sinister.
answer. 7.5.
There's Lady Sinister.
Nice.
Yep, really nice. But yeah, again,
part, but yeah, nice.
yeah, well, yeah, but again, just overall, just really good book for what it is. But yeah, we can't wait for the Spider-Man Predator one to wrap up. Issue 3 is coming up in a few weeks, and then the following month will be issue 4, and then we'll cover it.
Don't tell me anything about it, but
Nope.
how are you liking it so far?
Oh, dude, well, I've shown you a little bit of the 2 issues, and they're really good.
Okay. I know Craven's somehow involved, and that's kind of cool.
And if you remember right, the Predator is a complete psycho wearing faces.
Yes, now I'm remembering that.
Yep.
So that was fun.
Yep, but let's take some time to talk a little bit more about Predators.
Yeah, we're gonna switch gears here.
Yep.
Are we gonna split this into 2 videos?
Nope.
Or
Nope, let's just keep it here. I like our tangents.
Okay, sounds
But
good
yeah.
to me.
Predator, killer of killers.
Mother of God, this is a fucking like. I've been seeing a lot of like discourse on it lately. Like when it first came out, a lot of people were like, "Yes, best Predator movie ever, 10 out of 10." And then as the weeks gone by, it's kind of gotten like, maybe it's not perfect and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's still fucking fun as shit to watch.
Yep.
I have watched that movie no less than 8 times at this point.
Right. Just one sec. so we can help us with this talk. No, that's not it.
Get some visual aid.
Oh yeah. Oh, yep, pretty much. But hold on. Movie and TV. Where is
I also want to make it fucking clear to everyone who has, if anyone who has seen the movie Predator Killer Killers, spoiler alert, the final Predator at the end is called the Warlord Predator. He is not the king of Predators.
No, why?
He is a warlord of a single tribe.
Now they are on Predator Prime,
Yautja Prime.
Yautja Prime, but that don't mean much.
Yes, he is not the Predator King. He is merely a warlord.
Yep. Oh, I just
Ursa. Yeah, this has been a talking point.
Yep. Of course, we're gonna have a badass woman. Come on.
I mean, Prey had a badass woman too, although not a Mary Sue. Neither one of these two are Mary Sues.
No, neither of them. I mean, come on.
They get their asses kicked.
And she loses her kid.
Yeah, she does not fucking win in the end. She is captured.
Yep. Well, okay. Let's talk about the big thing. The retcon.
Which one's that one?
The fact that they capture the people who have won.
Yeah.
And the comics have proven they will do, and they have continued on. In fact, the comics set it up before this came out.
It's not really that much of a retcon. Granted, the only other Predators who have done this were the Super Predators from 2010's Predators. However, they are confirmed to be bad blood, so we don't know how many clans do this.
Well, apparently, like I said, the Predator comic revealed the one that actually brought in the brother of Dutch's brother. That was
we're talking about the comics. All right, so I have not got a chance to read these yet.
The Marvel comics set this up before this movie came out. Just no one knew that.
Yeah, I actually have Marvel Universe because I got it in preparation, and I also have the hardcover for the entirety of the Marvel Predator comics on pre-order. I just gotta wait till fucking October to get it.
Right, but yeah, though. So that sets things up there for this movie. Just no one realized that because no one takes the comics seriously, but they should. Yes.
And also, Dutch's brother makes a very, very brief blinking and miss it moment at the end of this movie.
Yeah, so in other words, this is set before the comic where he awakens.
Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah, the samurai.
Although we don't know. We don't know when this actually takes place, at least the ending, anyways, because at some to our knowledge, Predator 2 is still canon. So at some point, Raphael Adolini's pistol has to end up from Yautja Prime to Greyback's hands. And
which that could be easy. That could be easy. That can be easy.
And Greyback into Mike Harrigan's hands in 1997, I believe.
Yeah. So, but again, I gotta say, I love this. Now, I gotta get to the big part. I gotta ask the tech-based one. Where do you stand on that one?
This one,
he's
my least favorite of the group.
The fact that he collects different trophies.
He is my least favorite of the group, mainly because he relies way too much on his tech.
Yeah, that's like a big deviation.
Well, the thing, again, I haven't read the Marvel comics, so I don't know what the current canon is. I want everyone to know this very clearly. My knowledge of the canon is before Disney's acquisition and the current Marvel run of the Predator.
I haven't kept up with that much. I just knew that Dutch's brother was in it.
Yeah. In the original comics or the new Marvel comics?
The new Marvel one. They brought him back.
Okay, I haven't read them myself yet. I do have Marvel Universe, so I will be reading them soon. Ish. But my knowledge of Predator canon, which the new canon I'm assuming is based heavily off of,
yes,
but is different from what came before with Dark Horse.
Exactly.
Much of the Predator canon was written by Dark Horse. Everyone needs to realize that.
And they've carried over. They've carried it over by bringing back Dutch's brother.
Yeah,
Of course,
Marvel is the current canon, much like in the same way how we have like Star Wars Legends and Star Wars current and Star Wars canon. In the same vein, we have Predator Dark Horse, which is their version of Legends now, and Predator Marvel, which is current canon.
But unlike Star Wars Legend, they actually kept and they're actually keeping what came beforehand.
Yes, mostly. Like, for example, to my knowledge, all of the movies, including Shane Black's The Predator, are still canon, and they all take priority. Movies take priority. You must understand this. And this goes for every single like any kind of like IP that you follow or that you're a fan of. Whatever started first takes priority. Like with Halo, games like all take priority.
Lucas canon.
Yes.
Whereas basically movie canon always trumps anything else.
Exactly. So movies always trump everything else. So if anything you see in the comics, specifically from the Dark Horse comics, as good as a lot of them are, if anything is contradicted by the movies or the current Marvel comics, consider it non-canon.
Exactly. I'm just trying to find the
even my beloved Predator 1817.
Right. Unfortunate.
I love that comic to death. It's a one-shot published in 1996 by Dark Horse Comics, part of an anthology, A Decade of Dark Horse. But as much as I love that comic and the art in it, which tells the backstory of Greyback somewhat, it's not canon, and
by the way,
sucks. But
here's Dutch's brother.
Yep, makes a fucking cameo in the what the fuck? A human with Predator armor?
They did it continuing off of what they've done in other arcs where she swiped it.
Okay, who? Oh, okay. Oh, this is the new character. Yeah. No, I've heard of this character.
Yeah.
Don't spoil this character for me.
I won't. I just want to show John.
Okay.
But the fact that they have John again, showing that they set this up.
Go back to the movie. Because we got to go to the blink and you miss it moment.
Yep. Give me a moment. I'll jump to the end. But yeah, this was the one that tech one was the one I really wanted to get your opinion on because of.
I liked it. It was action packed. I don't like what they did with Predator, but again, I can forgive a lot of Predators like that simply for being bad bloods because those do exist in the universe.
Okay, so the blink and you'll miss. I'm going. Oh,
there. No, back a little bit back. There he is.
That's John, or
that's him. That's him.
Oh, yep. I can kind of see the
hair.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the hair.
The hair in the facial. Yep. There he is.
Yep. Oh, we don't see the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Go back. We gotta look at the Warlord.
Oh yeah.
The coolest fucking Predator in the entire goddamn movie.
Yep.
I thought the Ronin Predator was cool. No, fucking. By the way, I also want people to know. The Warlord Predator is the only Predator named in this movie. The other three are not named.
And even then, the name was given more by the
No, it's in the credits.
Oh.
No, he's called Warlord in the credits.
Oh, Warlord. Okay, yeah, that was called. I'm done with the name she called him, which was
Grendel King.
Which I love that. I
love it too, and I kind of wish he was called the Grendel King, which actually tells me that she's gonna call the other one that she fought. Because a lot of people debate what the big beefy one was called.
Well, we've seen some of that in other comics. Remember Batman, Superman versus Alien Predator? We had that big one that Batman fought.
So, to my knowledge, she probably calls the big one that she killed in her time the Grendel.
Yep.
I don't know. I've seen people call him the Viking, the Brute, and Grendel. In a lot of debates, because I follow Predator on Twitter, and there's a lot of really fun like debates there too.
The one problem I had story-wise was I just forgot his name. The World War I guy.
Torres.
Torres. How we see him get knocked off screen, and then when he comes back, he's taking over, and it just feels a little too like, I can't buy it.
He got eaten by a fucking alien monster. What do you think was going to kill him?
No, I know that's true. That's true. I'm just saying how he was able to get out and everything. We're just like, wait, what happened down there?
True. Like, what did he do? Did he kill the predator that was riding that thing?
Exactly. That's where it just feels. And then he just happened to get the thing off. It was just like,
Well, he did have the predator severed arm to.
That's true. That's true. But still, it just still felt a little,
contrived.
Yeah.
Like I said, this movie is not flawless, but it is fun as fuck, and I can forgive the flaws.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of those refrigerator moments.
Yes. Also, for those who don't know, this movie was actually made entirely with Unreal.
I believe it. And I can say, I love the CGI here.
The CGI is great. I love it. I mean, there's a couple of where it's slow in some bits, and you can tell where the engine was struggling, but
Right.
it's still damn good looking.
And I gotta say, I love how you can tell Kenji and Ursa can't understand each other, but they know each other. So
Yeah, they can.
Oh, cut off. Ray got cut off again. Hold on, folks.
I'm back.
There's two of you.
Ah, yes, more to love. Anyway, so.
But yeah, you were saying, as I was saying, that they could tell each other without actually,
Exactly. As I was saying before, because I have experience in this of not understanding but knowing, because I'm not. For those who don't know, I am half Latino, and my grandparents, when I was growing up, God rest their souls, were both Spanish speaking only.
Right.
I never learned Spanish, and I tried. I did try, but I was up until both of them passed away. I was never able to have a single conversation with either one of them. Right. And I always regretted never learning Spanish, and then never talking to them. But they also babysat me when I was a little kid. So even though we couldn't talk to each other, we kind of understood each other. And I saw a lot of that in this movie, where even though the language was a fucking issue, like Torres said, they understand each other. So people can communicate more than just words. Is what I'm saying.
Agreed. And now also, Torres figuring out the Predator ship.
I mean, Isabel did.
True. But
unlike Isabel, Torres is a pilot.
Yep. Come on, Weasel. I love that. But then I love the do not avenge
Oh yeah, her
me.
sacrifice at the end was badass.
Do not avenge me.
Well, yeah, she's done having her sons die. She lost her son, and then at the very end she calls them her boys. Yeah, which I loved. I love that change where she called Torres and Kenji her boys.
Yeah, because they're younger than her, so yeah, she looks them.
Yeah, she basically adopted them in the short time she knew them.
Love it, love it.
Yeah, Ursa was absolutely my favorite character in the entire movie. Human character.
Yep, definitely.
I loved her character. Yeah, she was great.
Now, who could you see? I hope now. Do you think they're going to have to recast her if they do her live action, or do you think they're going to keep her voice actress, whoever it is?
I haven't seen her voice what she looks like.
I
looked it up. I tried looking her up a little while ago, but I didn't see a picture of her.
Okay, hold on. Do they give us a name for her?
They did. We do know who played her, but we don't.
No.
Oh, there she is. I see her.
She's
kinda
good.
young.
Yeah, but the younger they are, the more they can put the makeup on.
Oh, she's only a couple years older than me.
Oh.
Yeah, they can put makeup on her, but
I can see her pull it off.
yeah, they just dye her or put a white wig or dye her hair white. Add a couple wrinkles with makeup, but that's not too difficult.
Again, it's easier to do that for a younger person than it is an older person.
Yeah, like you're never like I don't care how awesome Tom Cruise is in fucking Mission Impossible. You're never going to convince me he's a young man.
I'd rather go with Indiana Jones at Dial of Destiny. When they CGI'd it, now granted, it looked pretty convincing. It was just his voice that didn't work.
Yeah.
But like I said, oh yeah, Ursa.
Also, finally, I have to point it out. Finally,
what?
We have a real canon Predator dialect.
Oh, yep.
Holy shit! It took forever to get past just the clicks.
And I love the whole "let's go hunting."
His voice is so cool. I love their language already.
The fact that they actually had to think it out. They probably had to plan it out.
Holy shit. That was the part where I geeked out the most, when he actually spoke.
I know, right?
Because all we ever got was grunts and clicks. Even in Shane Black's The Predator, which is I hate that movie, but that movie had a that's what it had.
By the way,
it was the best we had at the time. But this one is an actual language.
What did you think about Michael Biehn as Vandy?
He's now in rarefied air that he is along with Bill Paxton.
Yep.
Being killed by one of each of the three main sci-fi villains from the 80s. Predator, Alien, Terminator, although Alien, he's still technically canon, he's still alive.
Yes?
Colonial Marines is still technically canon.
Right.
They never changed it. Until Disney addresses that, that's still technically canon to this day.
Why'd you have to remind me?
I know, it's so funny how fucking Isolation for the longest time wasn't considered canon, but Colonial Marines was.
Well, you know what, though? I would say, you know what? I when it came to Michael being a video game, give me Far Cry Blood Dragon over Colonial Marines any day.
Blood Dragon was so...
You could tell he was having fun!
Yeah. Also, I love that they used the Friends Forever from Dragon Force at the end of the credits. For those who've never seen it, it's a cult classic, terrible, so bad it's good movie called Miami Connection. It is a very funny kung fu exploitation movie. It is terrible in all the best ways.
Oh, get this. On TV tropes, they when they have the main character franchises, get this. You know what the only video game they have under there for where they show off characters? Meaning, they think the main movies and the AVP movies are the only other ones in here. Concrete Jungle.
Wait, what?
Concrete Jungle is the only TV tropes page to give a character page to something outside of the movies.
Repeat all of that. I need to.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just show you the image.
I'm gonna have to see the image because I'm curious.
Okay, you know what TV tropes is, right?
It's
a website where people gather up, like cliches and all that stuff.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Okay, but
never heard of it till today, but yeah.
Yeah. Here. You see the films, the crossovers. Concrete Jungle is the only one that goes over the video game characters. And see, this is where we get about the characters, like the Atoner for Scarface, Break the Hottie. Boy, he went through a big one. Breaking them by talking. Well, Break Hunter and by playing a recording of his mother's confession. Broken egg. Basically, this is what they do. They describe the character through these tropes.
Yeah.
Or like under going back to Killer of Killers. Let's look under for Ursa. Absurdly elderly mother, acts crazy, big girl, children forced to kill, deliberate values dissonance, heaven seeker, heroic blue screen of death, heroic sacrifice, improvised weapon, mother bear. See what I mean here?
Yeah.
Trust me, dude. You come to this website, you're going to get lost here.
You are going. X.
This is going to be what?
The last one to remind me of X.
Yeah, you remind me of X. Taurus reminds her of her son and Anders, which makes her very protective of him.
Well, I wouldn't say protective, but very sad when he got eaten.
Right. But yep, and then Kenji and all that, and oh yeah, Grendel King, the warlord. And the fact is, what do you think about the fact that this has now been confirmed? He was the leader of even the Predator from Prey.
I can see it. Although what I don't see is, are they the same species? Because the feral predator was a subspecies. And
True.
The way the animation looks for this guy is, and the other predators too, because the other three predators were also part of the same one. Otherwise, they would not have kidnapped the other.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I think they're making that connection because of at the end.
Now, granted, I do want, this is going back to, this is canon, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
In Predator 2, there are two brothers in the Lost Tribe,
right,
who were not part of that clan.
Mm-hmm.
They were, how they joined that clan was that they were orphan predators on their home planet, and they became thieves. And one of the people that they tried to, or one of the predators that they tried to steal from was Greyback.
Right.
He was impressed by their vigor and told them, join my clan.
Right. Oh.
So it's not uncommon if a subspecies joins a different clan, because there was another one in the Lost Tribe called the forget what he's called. Scout.
I love it though. While the warlord predator clearly commands considerable power and resources, it's not clear how, if at all, any of the predators the protagonist defeated, or the feral predator, Prey for that matter, were connected to him. None of the predators resemble the warlord or his minions, implying that they all came from different tribes, and Taurus, at least, managed to return home from World War II before he was abducted, showing that some time passed between the victory and the abduction. It's never made clear if the warlord rules the Yautja as a whole, and his actions await anyone who defeats the predator. The elders in Predator 2 not abducting Harrigan right away when they had the chance could disprove this, but could also have been an uncharacteristic pet the dog moment on their part, or the sign of a changing culture after the warlord's reign, or if he just kidnaps those who defeat unrelated predators to entertain his minions.
I have the answer to this, by the way, and this also shows that this person who wrote this doesn't.
Yeah, it's all fan create and people who customize this on their own. If you want to, you can go in there and edit yourself.
Okay, because the actual reason why that is actually explained in Predator 2.
All right.
I
know, you already told me. You already told me. We went over this before. But
yeah,
because he returned the honor.
Yeah, the whole reason why City Hunter wanted to come to Earth in the first place is because he saw the recordings from Jungle Hunter, who was from a different clan entirely. So, yes, all the Predator clans, they share their shit. If that's not uncommon. So if Warlord, Warlord may not be the leader of Feral, Grendel, Ronin, or Pilot, or Baron, Or
Well, they just went by Scandinavian, Japanese, and Atlantic for simplicity here.
Atlantic. That was Pacific.
Someone needs to correct it.
Yeah, he was in the war in the Pacific against the Japanese.
I know, but anyway, you were saying.
No, wait, that's wrong. He flew over the French. He flew over the French. It is the Atlantic. My bad. My bad. Because we always see like World War II. Because a lot of World War II fighters were like.
Yeah, but anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, so all Predator culture, they do share their shit, and since this is from a movie, it takes priority. So yes, Predator clans share between each other information, and as we know from AVP Requiem, say what you want about it, the Elite clan also monitors other clans, such as the Isolated clan, who was the Predators who landed in Antarctica.
Right.
By the way, that's what they're called. The Scar, Celtic, and Chopper, and the ancient Predator from AVP 1, they're the Isolated clan. So even though shit happened with their clan, like the Pred Alien popping out of Scar, it was the Elite clan who answered the call and took care of it. It was, different clans do converse with each other. They war with each other, of course. They fight and argue over turf and hunts and shit like that. But they still answer to a higher power, such as the Council of Ancients and the Predator King. By the way, I also want to clarify a certain misconception for any of the. I'm probably the only person in this whole fucking thing.
Hey, why I brought you here?
In the Dark Horse comics, Predator Society was actually, believe it or not, matriarchal.
Oh, really?
The female Predators were in the Dark Horse comics were bigger and stronger.
Ooh. Whoa!
Than
their
male counterparts. This has now been retconned since Predator Hunting Grounds and the new Marvel.
That's now a patriarchal.
It's patriarchal, yeah.
What do you think on that?
So we now, because in the
reverse wokeism,
pretty much. So in the old Dark Horse comics, female Predators were actually almost indistinguishable from the male counterparts
until Hunting Ground.
Until Hunting Ground, when they became more feminine looking.
Why?
Either way, so as it goes, they still have matriarchs and they still have all that, but they don't supersede any of their male counterparts. So now their society is patriarchal.
All right. So now, where do you think was Warlord? Given how we just saw, Schaefer and everything, where does this fit, or was that just an Easter egg and we shouldn't take that seriously?
I think this takes place somewhere between the first and the second movie. So there's a 10-year gap in between 1987 and 1997. So this takes place somewhere in the early to mid 90s.
All right.
Because at some point, that gun, the musket,
we know that.
needs to get in Greyback's hands because Predator 2 is canon.
We know. Yep.
And somehow he has to give that gun over to Harrigan in 1997.
That could explain why he's so quick to give it up, because he only just got it.
Possibly. So at some point...
That makes sense then. Like, he only just got it, so he doesn't have as much of a connection, so he's just like, here.
So there's only a few ways this can, like, when he awakens, when Trachtenberg makes the next movie and he awakens Naru, I can only imagine she's going to get the gun back at some point.
True.
And is she going to meet Greyback?
Oh, I hope she does. Do you think they're going to do anything with Greyback?
I hope so, because he's still my favorite Predator of all time.
I love him too.
Although Warlord here is a fucking strong contender. If they ever make a NECA figure of him, I'm buying that in a fucking heartbeat.
Okay, you know what I would love to see? Warlord versus Greyback.
Warlord would win.
Oh, never mind then.
He's so fucking big. Look at this beast.
True, but Greyback would have experience.
So would he.
True.
You don't get to that position without being experienced.
Right, but yeah, there's the gun that Taurus has.
Yeah, so for those who don't know,
I can't get to the pause, and I don't want to play it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, that musket there is Raphael Adolini's pistol from Predator 2, and also Prey.
Yep.
Raphael Adolini 1716.
Yeah, 15.
I said 18. I said 1817 before. The actual comic is 1718.
Well, now 1715.
Yes. Well, the pistol was inscribed in 1750.
Right. Oh, right.
The comic takes place 2 years after the inscription.
Right. But as we've acknowledged, movie trumped this, and our Prey is the new origin.
Yes. So Prey is the new origin of the pistol, which was a what would you call those guys? Poachers?
Yeah. By the way.
Yeah. So Raphael Adolini was a French poacher, or I don't know if he was French, but he was a linguistic. He understood.
Which is why he was up in command with Naru and all that.
Yeah, he could speak Comanche.
Right, but I gotta say though, one thing I am so grateful about the Alien Predator stuff, they're leaving it in the hands of the two directors that started off. They're not putting some figurehead involved saying you're in charge of both franchises and there's a person who doesn't give a crap about the universes. Instead, they're letting the two directors work on the individual franchises, but they're such fans and have respect for each other. They're working together.
That's what I love most about it. Because honestly,
Disney could have. They could have put a Kevin Feige or Kathleen Kennedy in charge of both franchises.
Because I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm glad that they're not moving forward with the third Prometheus trilogy movie.
They're not.
Not to my knowledge. Because what's his name? Ridley Scott has said that he's done.
Don't blame him.
And to be honest, I think I'm so happy that he is, because
I'd rather have the Romulus director wrapped up the Davis thing.
Same here. Ridley Scott is an auteur, and he's an atheist who is so
shove it down your throat.
No, well, not just that, but he's an atheist who is oddly obsessed with religion. If you look at some of his best movies, they all have religious undertones to them, and it's such a weird thing to think about when you realize he's an atheist.
Yeah, although to be fair, you know who else that applies to? J. Michael Straczynski. Read the Bible cover to cover twice before he decided he was an atheist. But, and this is a difference from Ridley Scott, he does some of the most spiritual people in a positive sense.
I mean, Ridley Scott had some good ones. Like my favorite film of his, oddly enough, not Alien. It's my second favorite film of his. My favorite film of his is actually Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
Kingdom of Heaven's a wonderful movie for those who've never watched it. Cool. One of Orlando Bloom's best performances. Go watch it if you haven't. But yeah, it's just a weird thing when you realize how oddly it's like he doesn't understand religion, and but that misunderstanding of it makes him obsessed with trying to understand it.
But makes it worse.
Yeah, it comes off, and it when it came to Prometheus and Covenant, it became pretentious as fuck.
Yep, but I will say...
And then there was Noah, which I just hated with a passion because I just wanted to fucking die of boredom.
But I will also say this, another person who's an atheist but actually understood religion, Mark Russell, the comic creator, because he never understood religion, but he had friends who were religious and they explained it to him, and this is what he realized. He doesn't care about the God stuff. He looks at what makes religion important, and that's it gives people something to believe in, something to put their arm. Even said in the Flintstones comic of all things, some people put their faith in religion, in science. Some people put their faith in the religion. Some people put all this, but it gives them something to grab onto. Which,
Right.
when you look at from that explains why you have so many idiots jumping on the political movements and all this stuff, because they have nothing in their life. If you notice, a lot of those people, and I'm not talking about the ones who do it for religious reasons. I'm talking about the ones who believe all the other crap, either SJW or anti-SJW on either side. Well, a lot of them don't seem to show any religious beliefs, and it makes you wonder they're doing it because it's the only thing they believe in, even if they don't actually care or understand it.
Right.
And I just like, oh my God, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
it is true.
Not saying these people need religion and everything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they need something better to believe in to fill that void in their heart.
I mean, it's the same reason why we have fans.
Yep, exactly. But then you have a difference between a fan and a fanatic.
Yeah.
I know fan is a term of fanatic, but I'm talking about if you look at the two different
extremes. It's the root word, but
yeah,
one's worse. One's absolutely worse than the other.
Oh, big time. Oh, then you know what I think is a step worse than fanatics? Shippers. Ha! Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, come on, dude.
As a Jason Todd fan, you know, Three Jokers kind of made me happy a little bit.
Really?
Somewhat.
By the way,
it was Jason's turn to have a ride on the village bike.
Oh, poor Babs. What's next, Damien?
Give it time.
But I would say this: what do you think about the possibility of them pairing him up with Huntress?
Jason?
Yeah, that's what one of the variant covers for the new Red Hood book implies.
Which Huntress? Because I know there's more than one.
Bertolini.
The youngest one, right?
What? This is the one that was introducing Grayson. And then by DC Rebirth took over as Huntress.
Okay, so the newest one.
Yeah, the newest one that's Helena Bertolini, not
I don't know anything about the character, so I'm gonna have to actually read the new run. You told me last time we talked about, or last time you and Tristan talked about it, it was going to be an ongoing, correct?
Yes, and the creator and the writer of it is someone who's trans, and unfortunately, I saw people like Aaron Sparrow would love his Darkwing Duck book, but a tweet basically saying, like he said this, and I'm just like, oh, screw you, dude.
Aaron's, dude, he's a fucking political ideologue.
I know. Here's but like I said, I love this Darkwing Duck comic. I got the cover. Hold on. Yeah, this really now it's a variant. Keep that in mind. This is a variant, so take its canonicity with a grain of salt.
I mean, but there's always like shreds of the actual. She doesn't look half bad.
Yep. And where's the other cover? Hold on. Is
the little tuft of white hair in Jason's head? Is that on canon?
They brought that back to canon now. Yeah.
Oh, thank God! I missed it so much. I love that little white tuft of hair of his.
Hold on. Let me just.
I was so like, as much as I loved Scott Lobdell's run, I missed it all throughout the entirety of the run.
Right. Oh, here's another really good cover. Hold on.
What suit is he wearing?
Oh, let me go back.
Oh, that looks so cool!
Yeah.
Please tell me that's the suit he's wearing. Please tell me that's the suit he's wearing.
I
will love you a long time if it's the suit he's wearing.
I believe. Yep. Here's the main cover. Here's the main cover.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love this suit. I love his suit so much. It's so much better than his fucking Mortal Kombat / fucking Street Fighter outfit that he had before.
By the way, there's a Brian Bolin cover.
Oh God, this is beautiful. Look at it. Look at this beast. I want it. I want it so much. I might even buy the fucking McFarlane toys.
Yeah.
Action figure when they finally make that.
Because you know they will.
I actually still haven't bought the one the design I don't like. You know, the one from Red Hood Outlaws.
Right.
I don't like it very much because I don't know.
It's the only thing you didn't like about that run. Well, besides that,
Really, it was the only thing I didn't like about that run.
Right.
But it is weird because they finally made the action figure for it late last.
Right.
In McFarlane Toys did, and I kind of want it because if for nothing else is because it's one of the few McFarlane toys that has fucking thigh swivels.
Right.
For those who don't know, McFarlane Toys, they always prioritize sculpt over posability. They've gotten better about it over years, so there's more posability.
I got one. I don't wait. Is that a McFarlane? No, wait, mine's not a McFarlane toy. Never mind, it's not a McFarlane.
But yeah, if for those who have McFarlane, I know Tristan has a John Kent action figure from them, but they don't typically have thigh swivels unless they're on a bike. And that Red Hood action figure came with a bike. He has his red crotch rocket, which is really cool. The only other one that I know from DC Multiverse, from the DC
Multiverse, yes.
Yeah, is the Batman.
Well, that is a McFarlane figure. Hold on, let me go grab mine.
Okay, go ahead. And that Huntress has quite the chin.
Hold on. Whoa.
Oh yeah, you have one of the it looks like the Flash alternate skin from Injustice 2.
I guess so. I didn't know what this was from.
Yeah, it's I think it's the Injustice 2. Yeah,
I thought this was an original version.
Could be an original. It looks like the Injustice 2 Flash.
Yeah, but unfortunately though, it's hard to keep these things on.
Yeah. I had a Flash figure myself from them a while ago. I sold it. But
yeah. It's a pain in the butt to keep this thing on. Yep, come on, get on there.
But yeah, but if you look at that figure, it doesn't have any thigh swivel cuts.
Nope.
So no true thigh swivel. It only has a sort of thigh swivel. But yeah, if you look at the sculpt, there's no thigh swivel cut. So it can't swivel his thighs fully.
Nope, it just kicks.
Exactly. And I've always hated that about McFarlane Toys action figures. And kind of what made me quit collecting them entirely, and I sold off most of my collection. I think I have one or two left somewhere in some box after I moved. But only two figures to my knowledge, at least in the DC Universe line, have thigh swivels. The one is that Red Hood figure that came out last year, and they had the Batman Death Metal, the one with the scythe. That one also has thigh swivel cuts, and I love that figure. I don't have it anymore. I wish I did because that was the only good one.
Wait, that's right. Let me just grab one other thing. I'm just wanting to open up my soda, so need a
right.
bottle opener. Letter opener, but perfectly usable as a bottle opener.
Man, you okay, man? You almost ate shit there.
What?
Is you okay there? You almost ate shit getting out of the chair.
Oh no, I was perfectly fine. I just hit the trash can. Yep. Oh, come on. But yeah, but still though, it was the future of Alien and Predators in good hands, very good hands.
I'm happy. I'm really happy.
I think it's because, like I said, because they haven't put someone in charge to oversee it.
They're just leaving it up to the creative directors.
Which again, because if they put like a Kathleen Kennedy or even a Kevin Feige in charge, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I think that the new DCU is going to succeed is simply because of James Gunn's presence.
Oh yeah, because he gets it.
Although his contract currently is only 10 years. And I think we're
True,
on year 3 right now.
true, but still, he's got plenty of time still.
I think actually on Monday, what's his name? Matt Reeves is expected to turn in the script for Batman 2.
The end of the month.
No, James Gunn said that he's going to receive it on Monday.
I can't wait. By the way, what do you think about this Clayface movie?
I was never a big Clayface fan, so I can take it or leave it. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna.
Well, they're following the anime series Clayface.
Yeah, I'm not a big Clayface fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not clamoring for it, but I'll watch it if it's gonna be good.
Agreed.
I'm not big on body horror either, especially James Gunn. I mean, I liked The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, but that's an exception in my eyes.
Well,
I liked, especially like James Gunn's version of body horror.
But he's not directing. He's not directing it.
I know. But the thing is, I watched his movie Slither.
Oh no! I know what you're going.
And I did not care for the body horror in that movie. And even though James Gunn's not directing, as a producer, his claws are going to be all over that.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you know what? One creator I'm worried about being involved with some of these movies.
The one who's doing Batman: Brave and the Bold, who was the
no, because I don't blame him for that. That's more on the writing and just the production hell. I don't blame him. Tom King is over. Tom King. He's part of the inner writer circle. He's the guy they go to ask, is this comic accurate?
Yeah, well, I like a lot of his comics.
I know, but trust me, his Wonder Woman stuff, and it's not just of Jared saying all this. It's really not doing that good.
I know they're adapting his
Supergirl.
And they're also adapting his Mr. Miracle for that new animated series.
Now, I would say this for Supergirl, I am positive they are going to tone some of things back. Because why? They've already got kids clamped on the Crypto. Crypto's going to be in Supergirl. They're not going to have her drunk off her ass the whole movie and cursing up a storm for something that's going to get kids in the seat. And they're not going to miss out on that market if they know Crypto's involved.
I don't know. I mean, James Gunn is James Gunn, dude.
True. Oh, I'm sure.
And also, James Gunn had fucking Star-Lord drunk off his ass a lot too.
True, but not compared to how Tom King had handled her being drunk. That's why I think they're going to do she's going to be a goofy drunk, not a mean drunk.
Oh, okay, I know.
That makes more sense. I just hope they don't make you think that they killed off Crypto, because then the kids are going to go bawling.
I gotta show you my Funko Pop.
Okay. I've never always been a big thing in the Funko Pops, but
I had to buy this one when I saw it.
Is it a Predator? Is it a Predator?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a Jason Todd? I take it you're gonna email it?
Yeah, I emailed it to you.
All right, give me a moment. Let me check.
And the same one that we did for the link.
Yeah, yep. Oh, hold on. There it is. Okay. Yep, I knew it. Called it.
I bought this dude like 5 years ago. It was a special a limited edition one that you had to buy from a certain website. I think it was like $18, but it was like
nice.
It was like an extra $12 for shipping because it was from a special website.
Still nice.
I love this dude. It's really cool. It's the only Funko Pop I have.
Right. Now, I gotta say that the whole stuff with Marvel and DC with Marvel was their tie-in books, the Predators. What we just went over was Aliens, and Godzilla has been really good. But DC's not, has already been doing that for quite a while. When you look at stuff like Godzilla, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Mm-hmm.
They're up to the second mini now.
And they're just releasing now the McFarlane Toys did a Superman versus Godzilla pack.
Nice.
I kind of want it, dude.
By the way, get this in the recent issue. Like the first issue of the new mini. Hold on, let me get. I want to get the name right. But let's just say, Waller has met her match and suffered for it from the MonsterVerse.
Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Who the fucking match her from the MonsterVerse?
Let me just double check it. Colonel Leland Lafayette Shaw III.
Is that the Colonel from the first movie?
I believe so. Hold on. Let me just double check.
He never struck me as like the conniving type, though.
This is the one played by Kurt Russell and then Wyatt Russell.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Okay, that I understand. I didn't watch the show. My dad did, though.
But yeah, him. But
Yeah,
this is
the
version.
From the Monarch show on Apple.
Yep. But yeah, he's the and I love that though. You have Kurt, and then his son is playing the younger self. I like that.
And also like Bill Pullman and
mm-hmm.
his son. They're gonna be in Spaceballs too. They're gonna be in Spaceballs too.
I can't wait,
dude. Fucking Mel Brooks is gonna be 100 years old when that comes out.
Yeah, no, you want to bet they're shooting the stuff with him ASAP while he's still in good condition?
Oh fuck yeah, they are. I no doubt in my mind. My
guess is he's just gonna do yogurt, and they're gonna record him so he can be a ghost or something. There's no way.
They might do it. They might do a little
Screwball.
Of Spaceballs.
Yeah, President Screwball. Why did anyone tell me my ass was so big?
They might do a scene or two with him, but it's not going to be like as big.
Yeah, but because I think they're not. Who are they kidding, right? They're going to be a miracle of Mel able to be around. I mean, look at Betty White, perfectly up and going until she croaked.
Yeah,
but Rick Moranis.
I know that's what I'm most excited about. Dark fucking Helmet coming back. Bill Pullman. He was recently asked, like, "Are you excited?" Like, fuck yeah, I'm excited. He's so happy to be back in this one.
Yep, and they brought back Daphne's actress. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The princess.
Yeah, the princess.
They brought her back?
Yeah, she's back.
Oh yeah, she also aged very well too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Daphne Zuniga. The actress. You know what movie I remember her for besides Spaceballs? The Sure Thing. That was a Rob Reiner movie.
Oh, I haven't watched many of those.
Yeah, but apparently Vespa's going to be a queen in this movie. You know the one character I want him to bring back though as well? I want Colonel Sanders back.
Yes. What are you?
Wait, what's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken. Prepare ship for ludicrous speed.
And then he goes to the whole list of shit.
I know. Secure all this. George Weiner. He's still alive.
So you think Bill Pullman's son's going to be playing his son in the...
Yep.
They haven't said what he's going to be doing, but...
It has to be. Now...
Well, they could do like the Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell thing where they just play his, like, the past self.
True, but I think they're going to go for,
his son.
Yep, it makes the most sense. Especially all these... I don't have a feeling they're going to make him like the, from Star Wars,
Kylo Ren?
Kylo. Why do you think they're going to be the Kylo?
Because it would be funny.
Yep. Oh, by the way, you do know there was a Spaceballs the anime series, right?
I knew of it, never watched it.
Only watched the part because the only thing Mel wrote, and it was a Star Wars prequel parody. And get this, you know what they call the bad side of the Schwartz?
What?
The cis-e side. Also, we find out, why does Dark Helmet wear a helmet? Turns out his mother made him wear a helmet for so long when he was little. He has this big bump on his head that just is the only reason why women don't want anything to do with him. It's not because he's a sissy. It's because they just don't like that bump on his head. So that's how Screwball was able to get him to put the helmet on.
I can't wait for that. Just to see Rick Moranis and Mel Brooks.
I know.
Bill
I
Pullman.
know.
I'm sad that John Candy's not here anymore, but
oh yeah, I know. And did you know in the anime series they actually had a good actor to that filled him in and filled in for him? Hold on, I'm just double checking who it was. The actor who voiced him was Tino Insana, who you might recognize him from have you seen Darkwing Duck?
yeah.
Bushroot.
Okay, I haven't seen it that much.
But yeah, okay, but yeah, he was the plant guy.
No. Also, another one that's not going to be there is Dot Matrix's actress.
Joan Rivers.
So 2 of them are dead.
No, well, 3. Dom DeLuise as Pizza the Hut.
Oh, yes, right. Well, he died in that movie anyways.
No, oh yeah, he ate himself to death. Yeah, but then the anime series revealed he was still alive.
Yeah, and John Hurt as Kane. That was funny.
Not again.
He was such a great sport about that, dude. I love that John Hurt did that. He played himself. Well, not himself. He played Kane again.
Yeah,
the only time where it's the only other movie that Kane appears in.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, not again.
Not again.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragheart gal. Send me a heart by wire. Baby, check, please.
I fucking love that movie, man.
Oh, so
I used to like. It wasn't my favorite of his films.
Young Frankenstein.
Like, for me, actually, it's Dracula Dead and Loving It.
With Leslie Nielsen. You know what, dude?
Yeah.
One, the Naked Gun movie. Cannot wait for that. And I've been rewatching Police Squad.
Police Squad.
That was the show that Naked Gun was the movie of.
Oh, really?
And it was done. Same guys. ZAZ worked on it. Oh yeah, and I rewatched Airplane.
Was Leslie Nielsen in Police Squad?
Yep.
Really?
But they played it much straighter than he was in Naked Gun. But it leads to one of my favorite lines. Oh, I can't deal with this. I don't want to talk to it. We're sorry we didn't come. And we're sorry about this, ma'am. We would have come sooner, but your husband wasn't dead then. But yeah, it's basically. Now I do like how the guys involved, Zucker and Abrams, have admitted they're grateful the show got canceled because they said that we were running dry already by the 6 episodes.
Damn.
Yep, but I have rewatched Airplane, and I gotta say, Airplane 2 gets a bad rap.
Oh shit.
What?
Jack Betts has sadly passed away.
Jack who?
Betts played Henry Balkin in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. You're out, Norman. Out, am I? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was also done a bunch of other...
Back to Formula.
Yeah, back to Formula. Well, that's Willem Dafoe, but yeah, I'm just talking... He was the head of the board, so like...
Right.
Out, Norman. I think he was... Curtis, he was one of the party guests in Batman and Robin. I think I know which one. But yeah, though, so Leslie Nielsen, one of the funniest. Talk about a career revival and launching. The guy just did bit parts up until that point. The only movie he was recognized big time was Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Then came Airplane, and the whole but just playing it so straight. He got it.
He used to be a serious actor.
Yep. But I do love it. You know what he carried with him at all times for all interviews or even just going onto a set?
Hmm,
A little fart machine.
that's funny.
Yep. And he said, basically the way he looked at it was, when you go into an interview, they sometimes judge you and they look down upon you. I use that, and they're so thrown off, it evens the playing field. But there's this little machine thing he would always just like, I do almost anything for a laugh. I said almost anything. I almost. And everyone's just like,
Actually, from the looks of it, his first movie was after Forbidden Planet. Hold on. No, he had a bunch of movies. Hold on.
but mostly bit parts. Forbidden Planet was one of his few starring roles.
I loved him in Creepshow.
No one's going to be coming for hearing anything. I
He
love
played a
that.
great villain.
Oh yeah, and yet at the same time, those people were scummy too, though.
Oh yeah, no one in that movie was good.
Yeah, but yeah, seriously, just love that guy. But yeah, but then I didn't care then by the end how he went from being comically straight to mugging at the camera. I didn't care for that.
He was near the end. That's all he could do.
That's true too. I mean, then yeah, you had him in 2001 Space Travesty. The scary movies.
He was kind of funny in Scary Movie 3.
Yep, superhero movie.
I liked him, but like the last movie that killed me when I watched it when I was a little kid was Wrongfully Accused.
Yeah. Oh, yep. That people agree. That's one of the best movies he was in.
Wrongfully Accused, Mr. Magoo, I loved.
But you know what the one downside for Spy Hard was?
What?
It's what got Seltzer and Freeberg off the ground. Unfortunately, that's what got them, because it wasn't that bad. It did decently. They helped out with Scary Movie. And then after that, they just started doing all those movies. By the way, when my friend Alex, when my friend Alex shows up, he and I are gonna do movie reviews on the Naked Gun movies.
That's gonna be cool.
Yep. But like I said earlier, Airplane 2 gets a bad rap.
I mean, it's not exactly what I'd call like the best movie.
No, but
it's not.
William Shatner.
I mean, Airplane 2, it kind of falls in this weird category. Like
they reused a lot of jokes.
I know, but the thing they much like Home Alone 2 is basically the first movie, but I consider Home Alone 2 to be the superior movie because it has more of what made the first movie.
And Tim Curry.
Yes. So it has the same quality as the first movie, and they just made, they expanded upon it. They made more of what made the first movie good. I know Macaulay Culkin and what's his name, John Hughes, don't look back on it fondly.
I don't blame them. Well,
because they just see it as the first movie just again. But in my opinion, it's the first movie but better, in my opinion. Sure. And I know this is gonna be a hot take. Sorry, everyone's gonna have to just deal with this one. Mm-hmm. I like Die Hard 2 more than Die Hard 1.
Really?
Yes, because Die Hard 2 is the first movie again, but in my eyes, better.
I'll be honest, I actually prefer Die Hard 3 because of Sam Jackson. Are you trying to go? Hold on.
I mean, let's be honest. The only
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons makes everything but funner. Like even his hamming up the fucking camera in D&D was hilarious to me.
Hey, come on, like shoot me if you want, but I gotta answer that damn phone. Which of course led to I'm thirsty. I want a drink in Incredibles.
But yeah, seriously, I like Die Hard. Die Hard 2 is my favorite Die Hard movie.
I think what makes the Die Hard movies unique, at least for the three of them, they were all just taking other scripts and slapping stuff on it. None of the
Except for Die
movie,
Hard.
what?
Except for Die Hard 2, which was the first movie, again, just at a different setting.
Actually, I think even that was based off of something else.
Oh, really?
Yep, let me double check. I'm on.
Because as far as I'm concerned, the first movie's biggest boon is the character Hans.
Duh. And the zingers. Come on, the zingers.
And yeah, the zingers are fine, but the zingers also exist in the second movie. But I think they work better in the second movie. Like, how can the same thing happen to the same guy twice? I love that line.
Okay, yep, I was right. The screenplay was adapted from the novel 58 Minutes. So yeah, that was used as the basis. Whereas then
for 1, 2, or 3?
For 2.
Okay.
2, it was basically they based it off of that. And basically they based it off of 58 Minutes. That's the name of the book. And then they gave a credit to Roderick Thorpe, who wrote the 79 novel Nothing Lasts Forever, which Die Hard, the first movie, was based off of, for creating certain original characters. So yeah, I think that's why it works. None of these things were ever written initially as a Die Hard.
Well, but if that's the case, none of them are actually real Die Hard movies, because there is no formula for a real Die Hard movie.
By the way,
other than the formula that they just ape off of some other script.
Right. By the way, the director of Die Hard 2, Rennie Harlin. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Cliffhanger.
Those are both good movies.
Yep.
Although Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, is the best movie.
Right. 4 wasn't, well, to be fair, 4 was one of those cases where they was made immediately after 3. Oh, no. 4 and 5 were the ones that were made immediately after each other.
Yeah, 3, in my opinion, The Dream Warriors is the best one.
Yeah, for me, it's New Nightmare. By the way, Rennie Harlin was the only person whose career was not destroyed by Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat Island. Why does that sound so familiar?
That Gina Davies helmed movie. That's considered one of the biggest bombs of all time. And actually, in fact, listed on world record for the biggest box office bomb. And it's what killed off pirate movies until Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah, this movie.
Yep.
I remember this movie. God, what a blast from the past.
I know, right? But, by the way, what do you think about that Naked Gun movie, the new one?
I can't wait for it. My father is so fucking, excited to watch it.
I am so excited as well. I mean, Liam Neeson is perfect!
Pretty much.
I cannot think of any other actor who could do it perfectly. I can't.
When you kill someone, it takes something from
Oh, that's a Batman jab!
I know. And then you think,
that was awesome. Yeah, and then of course, thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah,
the only joke that I didn't care for was the he needs to take a shit.
Yep, I agree with that.
That was the only one I didn't care for.
I hope all those moments, like I'm going to ruin this pair of pants, is everything leading up to that first bathroom thing. I hope it's not a running gag.
I really hope so. I really hope it's only for
one gag.
I hope it's only going to take up 2 minutes of the movie. I hope.
Now the shooting portion was fine. That was fine.
Yeah.
Him but
yeah, that part was funny.
Of course, he take a seat. Oh, thank you.
That was hilarious. That was the kind of humor I expect out of this movie, and I hope that's all throughout the movie.
And of course, cleaning the oven, but you think, geez. I still love
straight out of Austin Powers, dude.
I still love Tristan going, what the fuck?
It's like she's never watched Austin Powers.
I know, but that was great. Of course, like, what do you want, little girl? Your ass.
Police Squad.
That no one messes. I know. Police Squad. The new version. Again, well, that's what I love. I love the obliviousness. It's like, now, there's one thing I'm a bit weary of, is the fact that, and now they're taking this more from Naked Gun and Police Squad, but I think what made Police Squad work is that none of the actors act like none of them know they're in a comedy. You know what I mean? It's like, but they're doing comedic stuff. And that's what made Airplane work. In the case of Naked Gun, they do kind of drop that.
I like the first Naked Gun where he commandeers a fucking student driver.
Yep. Believe it or not, though, that's actually Abrams nicked that from a TV show, but never admitted it.
Yeah. Now, extend your arm.
Yeah.
Extend your middle finger.
But nice beaver.
Thank you.
I know, I stuffed it.
Oh, I stuffed it myself. That's right.
Yep. No, thank you. I stuffed it myself. Oh, by the way, of course, their OJ Simpson jab. Nah.
That was funny.
But it makes sense in universe too. Because what was the last gag of 33 and a third? He thinks a black kid was his son, and he thinks that OJ, no, his character slept with his wife.
That's funny.
That was the last gag. Of course, we didn't find out. Nope, it was a normal baby. It's like, it's a boy. I know. By the way, you know why George Kennedy was given the roles in Naked Gun? As an apology, because he really wanted to do Airplane. But Universal at the time was very much, if you do anything for our competition that's making fun of one of our movies, you're cutting ties. He loved doing the airport movies. And there was always talk of doing an Airport 5, and he wanted to be involved. He didn't want to screw that over. So they put him in Naked Gun as an apology because he really wanted to do Airplane so much.
Yeah.
Of course, the other funny thing is, you know what Airport 5 was going to be? Airport 5 UFO. In other words, Airplane 2 killed the movie before it even got off the ground.
Oh my God.
Of course, Airport 4, Concorde. First of all, you know the dark irony of that movie was?
No.
Okay, first of all, in the movie, the Concorde plane at the end actually does crash and blow up. But turns out that specific plane they used was the one that blew up many years later and killed off Concorde. That plane!
Jesus.
I know, right? But here's the other funny thing. You know what the Concorde was the only good thing at? Flying in a straight line. And remember this, Concorde needed to approve everything about the script to do it. What happened at one point? He gets into a dogfight with fighter jets and does so many stunts that would have ripped that stupid plane in half.
So it was all fucked.
Yeah. Even though it was the most expensive budget, it doesn't look it. The reason why it's so expensive was to get the rights for the Concorde. Now, the other two and the other three airport movies, the first one, even though they call it a disaster movie, it's only in the last 30 minutes. It's actually just a day in the life of an airport.
Sounds boring.
Actually, it's really funny. It's so, and then now a lot of jokes they made. Turns out a lot of jokes from Airplane that was taken from Airport was taken from the second movie. That's the one where you have this woman of sweet, this little girl, child of sweetness. You have the singing nun and everything. Mm-hmm. That was all from, and that was the second movie. But, here's one other little thing. It's something else random before we wrap up, but it's something I've been wanting to share with people lately. Okay. You ever seen Avenue Q?
No.
You've heard of it?
Nah.
It's a musical that's a spoof on Sesame Street for adults.
Okay.
And it has certain songs like "The Internet is for Porn." You can be as loud as the hell you want when you're making love. Everyone's a little bit racist. Schadenfreude. Things like that. The guys who worked on the music won an Oscar a few years later for Best Song. You want to know the name of that song?
Sure.
Let It Go. Yes! The same guys who did the raunchy music for Avenue Q, the first Broadway soundtrack to get an advisory warning, would go on to do the music for Frozen.
That is perfect.
Trust me, dude. That is the fact that I always want to tell people, and I never fail getting that reaction. It never fails.
That is the best way to end this.
It is. It really is. But one other funny fact that was even better ending. A while ago, Jared and I went over Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect. You know, George Perez artwork, how he draws a whole bunch of stuff. I looked at the book, and we were looking at this one big page, and I said, this looks like a Where's Waldo page. And then we zoomed in to look at others, and just look at this. Wait a second. There's Waldo! There was a Waldo caricature drawn in!
That's funny.
And that's where we ended that video. But that was just one of the most priceless things. We're like, wait, I was joking! Even telling it's making you laugh, isn't it?
It is.
Don't you just love when crazy stuff pops up and comes up in random discussion?
It does.
All right.
All right. Let's
Yep,
call
got
it
it right.
quits here.
Yep. We've been going on for 2.5 hours, but thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed Alien vs. Avengers, our talk on Predator Killer of Killers, and over the random tangents at the end. But
Love you all. Have a good one.
take care, everyone.